Sending you peace, love, and blessings as always, and abundance, my loves. I am still a little bit emotional because I just completed my full moon ritual, which, if you've never done a full moon ritual, I would highly recommend it. Full moons are the period of time or the cycle of the moon where you're actually releasing things that no longer serve you, things that are kind of holding you back. And with this year being a powerful year for manifestation, in order to achieve the things that we want out of this or desire out of this particular lifetime, or probably things that we've actually desired for multiple lifetimes, and that's why we have had to reincarnate. That's actually how reincarnation works. The karma is whatever your desires were in a past life, and also whatever things you didn't resolve. So resolving things can be your desires, and also like painful or traumatic things that you have not been able to overcome yet. So you have to continue to reincarnate on this physical plane. So, yeah, so when you do your full moon ritual, you're actually letting go of people, things, patterns and behaviors, addictions, just all different types of things. Like if you abuse food, replace like food to not deal with feelings, all those things you're releasing. And I'm not saying that the full moon ritual is the only way you do that. It's something that we should have been working on like this entire year, mainly during the summertime when we kept having the solar eclipses and we had all these planets in retrograde and everything. That the summertime was really the perfect time for us to be working on ourselves through meditation and all of that. I know that's some things that I was doing, and I did some videos to aid you guys, just to give you some processes and things that I was doing to help me get over those issues or those life situations. And so yeah, it was magical. That's really why I'm rambling, to be honest. When you do a full moon ritual, what you want to do is that right before you're going to do the ritual is when you want to write down the things that you want to release. So you could want to release procrastination, want to release childhood trauma, something that happened to you in your childhood. You could want to release uh, uh, abusive relationship patterns. It's a lot of different things you could want to release, and you just write all those things down on a piece of paper. Even your thought process, like I used to think negatively about myself when it comes to weight, and that had to do with me in childhood being teased about my weight. So you could just, whatever it may be, like I said, you just write all those things, multiple things down. Like my paper was front to back, and on the front of my paper, I titled it full moon in whatever sign it is. Like this is full moon in Aries, so I titled it full moon in Aries ritual, and then I put September 2018 in the right hand corner. And then on the back, where after I completed the remaining of my things that I wanted to release, I then wrote out a dedication to the cosmic mother, divine mother, divine father, and just gave thanks to them for hearing and for hearing my my ritual, and also for transmuting that energy into what I wanted to transmute it into. And so I wrote on the back of the paper, but I also said some words before I even started it. So I said some words to give thanks already, and at the beginning and at the end, and also before I started reading off the paper. So like I said, I said some words to give thanks to the divine mother, father, cosmic mother, all of that. And then I also poured out some libation. So I got some rum because I also did an altar for Papa Legba. And today, so I did a ritual for him as well, because Monday is his day, so moon day. So I wanted to make sure that I gave him his his um, his just due, or his props first. And I actually, this is only my second time doing that. It's actually for me, him to open up the gates. The first time I didn't feel the energy like it happened. I was really nervous, so I felt like that impacted it. So this time I was really in tune to it, so I did that first. And then I did my full moon ritual. So yeah, getting back to the ritual, like I said, I poured out some libations. I had some rum from the Papa Legba ritual, or yeah, altar ritual, and so I poured out libations for some of the ancestors, including my mother, who transitioned back in 2012. I just said 2012. My goodness, I wish it was back in 2009. My goodness, yeah. So back in 2009, my mother transitioned. So I poured out libations as well for her. So she was the last ancestor that I did that for. And then I got into reading out the things that I wanted to release. And after you read out what you want to release, I said a little dedication again, and giving thanks to, like I said, the cosmic parents. And then I like to light my paper on fire. The reason why I like the fire, first off, indigenous people know that fire is very, very powerful, because fire is actually releasing out smoke, and the smoke is going up into the cosmos, to the heavens, and to other realms of existence that you have been, and that your spiritual tribe is, your soul tribe is. And so you're sending out that, basically, that energy to them, to the cosmos. And also to me, I felt like I was burning up those things that I didn't want in me. So I visualized, before I even started to burn the paper, I visualized those things that I was speaking coming out of me, and that energy coming out of me. So when I lit the paper, if the paper does not burn fast, like if it slowly burns, it means that my intentions, like I really am not committed, like I really am not sure of the things that I wrote on that paper, and the things that I just said. So that tells you that you still have work to do. It's nothing bad. It just means that you still have work to do within self. Like I used to like look at it like, oh my gosh, like, like I almost want to cry about it. However, it just means that it would have meant that I needed to still work on some things, like the things that I wrote on the paper. I wasn't really ready to release them. However, the paper burnt really fast. Another thing you'll notice when you burn your paper is it'll be different colors. So it won't just be like the normal yellow or blue that you see. Sometimes your paper may burn purple, sometimes it may burn blue, sometimes it may burn green, or it may be a multitude of colors that it burns. That is also significant as well. So yeah, just anything to me, like burning it, is truly letting go of something. It's purification, a purification process. It is something dying for something else to be reborn, like a rebirth. So it's a death and it's a rebirth at the same time. So that's why the fire is so pure to me, and it's the ritual of fire is something that I really love to do. So after I burnt the paper, it started to burn. I threw it into a pot. Actually, it's like a pot for you to plant something in, and just allowed it to burn, and it burned. And then once it was nothing but the remnants of the paper, like the ashes of the paper, then I started to shake it out into the earth, and allow it to feed to the earth, and some of it, and allow some of it to blow away. So blow to whatever parts that it needs to blow to. And even though it's a cloudy day, the full moon is not visible. It was more visible yesterday. I still I have a idea of where the moon is, the placement of the moon in the sky at this time of night. So I just made sure that I was facing the direction of the moon and did my thing, So, like I said, it is very cleansing. It is very therapeutic because you are releasing that energy. It's not just the paper. It's not just the words on the paper. Also, speaking of the paper, I didn't say this. I like to write the things I'm releasing with blue ink. The reason why I use blue ink is because the color of blue is your throat chakra. It's also your, of course, your third eye indigo. However, I really think of blue, your throat chakra. So the throat chakra relates to truth, speaking your truth. And so writing on the paper in blue ink is me writing down my truths. And if I write it in blue ink, that makes it even more powerful. It magnifies the power of the things, the energy that I'm releasing as well. So I really just wanted to share this with you guys. This is my second time sharing about my full moon ritual. The first time I shared it, it was in Jamaica. And that was an awesome experience as well. I treaded idle and I literally like did my own thing. I just stood on the earth and I stood on one foot and I was like, pretty much like, balanced using my balance in my sacral chakra, like near your stomach area, your navel chakra, and just balancing myself and focus on the moon because the moon was so bright and visible that day. However, like I said, even though the moon is not bright and visible, doesn't mean she's not in the sky. Of course she's there. So still go ahead and setting my intentions for what I want to let go of, what I want to release, so that I can move to the next level. Because that's really what this year is about, is moving to the next level, is getting the things that you have been dreaming about, is manifesting those things. Because this full moon is in Aries, and Aries is a fire sign. Aries is also a cardinal sign. Cardinal means that it is the first sign in that particular element. So which the element is fire. So Aries is the first fire sign, just like Cancer is the first water sign. So you have your cardinal signs, you have your fixed signs, and you have your mutable signs. The way I think about it is cardinal is first, your fixed is in the middle, and then your mutable is at the end. So the cardinal starts it off, the fixed is in the center of it all, like the balance in it all, and then at the end is your mutable signs. They end the season, start of the season, the middle of the season, the end of the season. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. That's the best way to kind of get an idea of how the signs work, basically, when it comes to that part of, excuse me, like I'm literally still getting myself together. What are you saying, girl? But yeah, anywho's, I kind of lost where I was going with that. I just threw that in there for you guys, just a little bit of information to help you understand the difference between cardinal, fixed, and mutable, basically, without getting into the very details of what the cardinal represents, what fixed represents, and what mutable. I could get into that. Like mutable, I'm a mutable sign, Sagittarius, which means we're adaptable to change. And the reason why we're adaptable to change is because we're at the ending of a season. So since we're at the ending of a season, we are used to the change of seasons. We're used to things changing. We're able to fit in. We don't have an issue with change in our lives. We're very adaptable to pretty much anything. We are kind of like chameleons, where a fixed sign is kind of like stuck and stagnant in their routine. I mean, everything plays its part, not to make it seem negative. Everything plays its part, and then cardinal being the beginning of the sign, just sets the tone for it. It's like the beginning of a season, so yeah, they all play their part. But again, this was really just about I wanted to express how beautiful my full moon ritual went, and how I definitely feel cleansed. I feel a sense of myself being renewed, even though the full moon represents more of a death. I feel like, and that's why you're releasing things, because you want the death to happen with certain things in order to transmute it into a birth for your new moon, because Your new moon is when you set your intentions. However, it is the moon going through the cycle of being reborn. The full moon is for you to actually receive a harvest. Like, this is the harvest moon. However, it is still a time for you to release and to kill things that no longer need to be. Okay, so even though you're harvesting things and you're getting things from the intentions that you set with the new moon, it is still a time for you to release things for the next new moon. So I know it seems confusing. However, just think about it. The new moon is for you to plant seeds. You know, it's the time for you to set your intentions and your goals, and to kind of get an idea of what you want to manifest. The full moon is for you to reap the benefits of what the seeds you sowed for the new moon. However, it is also the time for you not only to reap the benefits of that, the seed that you sown, is also a time for you to go ahead and start to release things, so that for your next new moon you can set new intentions. Okay, so think about it that way, my loves. Anywho's, I'm gonna end the video on that. This was just a short video to let you guys know a little bit about my full moon ritual, how it went. And feel free to share in the comments about your full moon rituals, like your practices and what you do. There are so many different ways to perform a full moon ritual. You can take a bath, which is a beautiful way to cleanse the energy and to release things. With the taking a bath and have candles lit, and those types of things. You can also cleanse your aura, which I did earlier today, cleanse my aura, and that you can do that through smudging. You can also do that through incense. It's just a plethora of ways you can do it. It's just according to what you feel, whatever works for you. That is what will work the best to make it the most powerful experience for you. So again, I really appreciate you guys for your support. I appreciate you for watching my videos, for liking my videos, for subscribing to Knowledge Butterfly's channel, and for following me on Instagram. So thank you guys so much again. I heart you so much. I always have to give you the heart, give you my love, and send my love out there, because I definitely was going through the signs of some emotional things, because now see how I keep going. Because with the full moon being in Aries, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is a very aggressive, represents the masculine energy first and foremost. Aries is also a masculine sign, so that's too masculine. But then you have the moon, which is feminine, so you have these polarities playing with one another. So you have the emotions from the moon, and then you have the aggression from Aries and Mars, and also that whole thing of wanting to be first from Aries. And so some anger was starting to come out of me, and I was like, why am I feeling so angry? Why is my temper like, why am my patience so thin? Why is this like, I feel like I'm about to explode? Like, what the fuck? And it makes sense because the full moon is in Aries. So if you have been feeling a little like you about to pop off, or angry or frustrated, don't feel bad. Do not feel guilty. It is just you feeling the effects of the full moon being in Aries, and then you feel emotional on top of that. So yeah, you know, just meditate. I had to meditate and cleanse out some things, and do my full moon ritual and release some things, and just, you know, I finally finished the autobiography of a yogi, because I had stopped halfway through that. So I wanted to complete some things, you know. So just whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better, you know, that is constructive and conducive to yourself, then I suggest you do it, my loves. All right. So again, thank you so much. And I'm going to end the video on this note. And, you know, I love you guys. That's all I really can say. So peace.